Human Rights Watch, and he joins us live from Boston. Phil, what could this mean? So we have a report simply of troops moving towards the northern border. Do we know anything else surrounding this?
Well, what we're going to see is probably a major military offensive as soon as the monsoon rains stop. The dry season tends to favor the Burmese military in its fights against rebel groups. And we're expecting that there will be major efforts by the military to attack the so-called People's Defense Forces that have been operating, particularly in places like Sagaing and Chin states, where previously there hadn't been before this coup any sort of significant rebel opposition, but now we have a widespread disaffection with the junta and action by people to take up arms. And it looks like the military is going to try to squash that, and we expect major human rights violations to occur as a result of that offensive.
So this particular area where they appear to be heading, that's an area where some of these people opposing the junta have been based. And also, over the
Yes.
last few months, we've been seeing people training in the jungles, preparing to potentially fight the military. Is this the kind of situation that they've been anticipating?
Well, we think that the situation is going to get much worse. And I think that, they have been preparing the best they can. But to be absolutely honest, these local sort of militias of villagers and others are completely outmatched by the military if it makes a major military offensive. We're expecting they will use what they call their four cut strategy, which is an effort by the military to destroy essentially anybody who's in an area that they believe is insurgent controlled. And we have seen this and many times in the past on the borders of Thailand, in Myanmar, and also in the north. And this is now coming to a new area, and it's going to be a major rights abusing campaign that the international community is going to have to react to.
Well, the international community watched a genocide happen involving the Rohingya. Nobody really did anything. Yes, there were some sanctions. Yes, there were calls out against the military back then. And that was before the junta took over. So what indication is there that anybody is going to prevent more atrocities from happening this time around? Because, of course, nobody wants to rile China, right?
Well, I think that there will be an effort to press the UN Security Council to finally drop its opposition to international arms embargo. There needs to be greater sanctions, including in France and other places, against oil and gas revenues to really hit the pockets of the military. There also needs to be a concerted effort to try to refer the military to the International Criminal Court for the crimes against humanity that they have been committing against protesters since February 1st, and that will probably worsen. We just have to re-up our efforts. We have to expand the advocacy, and we have to press governments around the world to remember that this is a situation that they can act on and that they need to act on if we're going to prevent more atrocities occurring in Myanmar.
Yeah, and all those measures that you mentioned, you also have to wonder why none of that happened last time around when we saw this happen with the Rohingya. But Phil, it's such a pleasure to have you on. Thank you.